Hi, Karen Curry Parker here with your weekly Human Design Evolution Report. I always wonder every February why we decided that Valentine's Day was a good holiday to have right smack dab in the middle of February. Because the energies in February are not always conducive to romance, although they are conducive to creating deeper bonds, a higher degree of intimacy, and ultimately truth in the commitments that you make. Let's explore a little bit just about where we've been in February. We've had beginning of February, the energy of the gate 13 causing us to explore the stories we hold about ourselves, our lovability, and inviting us to look at, are there old patterns that perhaps you need to shift in your relationship energy and in all the other energies in your life, and causing you to explore whether there's some forgiveness work maybe that you need to do for yourself or for the people in your lives in order to create a different possibility, a different story for the potential for intimacy. We moved from the energy of the sun in the 13 to the energy of the sun in the gate 49. This started last Friday. This is the energy of revolution. And the energy of revolution lives on what we call in human design the channel of love and marriage. So it's very interesting that we have revolution in the potential for our courtship and our marriage and our longer term relationships. When you think about the history of marriage, marriage in its inception was actually a contract, right? You give me 6 goats, I give you your daughter. If the contract in any way was violated, then we had a revolution. It was also a revolution in creating resources for different groups of people or tribes. You bring a different person in, you bring a different genetic line in through contractual agreements. Now you have a broader genetic base, right? You have more people in your tribe, more resources available to you. So marriage was an important part of keeping people safe. Now, obviously, as we have evolved and we have evolved a will center, bringing ego and the potential for romantic love into our intimacy over the last couple of 100 years, we think of marriage quite differently now. It is still, by the way, a legal contract. And that's something that we need to continue to explore, I think, on an evolutionary basis, and certainly something that has been in flux over a while, over the last 40, 50, 60 years. That being said, in the evolved aspect of how we create intimacy, we now have the beginnings, at least on a global level. It's not true all around the world yet, but certainly the beginnings on a global level for us to have more choice in the bonds that we make, in the quality of the intimacy that we create. And certainly this energy of the 49 brings us the opportunity to create revolutions in our intimacy. In other words, create a different set of stories and a different set of rules, and for us to have more choice over what we bring to the table and what we're willing to allow for ourselves in the context of intimacy. So February brings with us always an opportunity to explore our relationship patterns, to explore what we're doing in our relationships, and to explore whether we have created for ourselves the depth of intimacy that we long for and that is worthy of our hearts. It's also, though, an energy to be mindful of, because sometimes it's about failing to make a revolution when you need to. And that's really what I tend to see more commonly in people, that we have this potential to make change, to have the courage to ask for what we want and need, to break old patterns and bonds that maybe aren't serving us. And because we're too afraid of, well, what's going to happen next, or the unknown, or maybe we're even afraid to rock the boat. If it's not that bad, maybe we don't want to make big changes that could create more intimacy. And so we fail sometimes to make a revolution when we need to. We don't say what we want, or we don't ask for what we need, or we don't even walk away perhaps from relationships that serve us. So as we move towards Valentine's Day, we have this deep introspective revolutionary energy that invites us to get real, to really ask ourselves, are my relationships, especially my primary romantic partnership, is it really bringing me the quality of intimacy that I want? And if it's not, what changes do I need to make? What conversations do I need to have? What vulnerability do I need to expose perhaps to my partner to initiate a revolution in the quality of our relationship? Sometimes that means right before Valentine's Day, you break up, right? Or sometimes that means you have an epiphany, an awareness that this is really where I want to be, and I'm willing to take that stand to deepen the potential for intimacy in my partnership. That moves us into a planetary shift, a solar shift on Wednesday, Valentine's Day, taking us into the sun in the gate 30, the earth in the 29. The 30 is passion, fire. It's that energy to sustain an emotional quality of energy and passion, as I said. And it's grounded in the 29 in the earth in the 29 in commitment. So we move into Wednesday, and after looking at what patterns do I need to change, what revolutions do I need to start, we walk into Valentine's Day with the potential for passion, the endurance to hold true to what's possible through commitment, and the capacity to make commitments, and that capacity to make the right commitments that are worthy of the heart of who we are. So this week, I really want you to explore, is there a revolution you need to create in your relationships? Is there something going on in your relationship that you need to talk about? Do you need to show your cards, show your heart, so that your partnership can have a higher potential for a deeper degree of intimacy? If you are doing that, then you'll have the energy moving into Wednesday to deepen your commitment, to deepen your endurance with your ability to hold on to that commitment, even as you go through an evolutionary cycle of growth in your relationship, which is natural and normal in your partnerships. If you discover, hey, this isn't working for me, you'll also have the capacity to commit to yourself and make a commitment to yourself to take the actions necessary for you to create what you genuinely want in your life. Now, as I said, I think the potential this year for Valentine's Day to be a little bit better than it usually is there, because we do bring in this commitment energy. It does give us a deeper quality of commitment, first and foremost, to ourselves and what we need and want in our partnerships. That doesn't always mean you stay together. So don't get too locked up in the media hype about, buying things at the jewelry store and the candy and stuff. Use this Valentine's Day to start first and foremost to making a commitment to yourself, to being your own soulmate first, so that you can bring more soulmate quality energy into your partnership without need and depletion, and from a place of making sure your relationship truly serves the value and the heart of who you really are. And here's why I'm saying that. Venus and Mars are a little bit provocative this cycle, meaning you might find that some of what happens in your relationship really does get under your skin a little bit. They might make you uncomfortable, but ultimately through the exploration of revealing the depth of your heart to either yourself, the truth of your heart to yourself, the depth of your heart to your partner, you have the ability through your commitments to deepen your understanding of what's truly valuable in your life and in your relationships. And in partnership, if you choose to stay in your partnerships, or if you have partnership, to deepen your commitment and to have a combined collaborative awareness of what's really worth fighting for in your partnership. How can you use your awareness of the priorities of both of your hearts and the truth of what you have revealed to each other to deepen your commitment and to really be aware that that commitment supports you in bringing the vision of true love, committed partnership, authenticity, self-worth, value, lovability, all those beautiful, juicy energies into the heart of your partnership, so that you can deepen what you're really creating for yourself and your partnership as the foundation of everything else that you build in your life. So it's not simple and easy. It's not la la la, romance, candy, flowers. Valentine's Day takes courage. It takes courage for you to carefully assess, are you getting what you need and want? And are you able to be available to give your partner what they need and want? And can you have those conversations where you take off the coats and the veils and everything else that you've been perhaps hiding your heart behind, and you stand next to each other or in front of each other, heart to heart, and you build from that heart-to-heart authentic place a relationship or freedom from a relationship that truly acknowledges the power and the possibility and the beauty of the heart of who you are. That being said, have a great Valentine's Day. Remember, you be your soulmate first, then you'll be a much better soulmate to other people. Love yourselves madly this week. Love each other wildly this week. Be true to yourself, be true to your heart, and have a great week.